Betty Erickson self-hypnosis technique is a process you can do simply with yourself, naturally, being it's a self-hypnosis technique at home. And the key thing is to find a comfortable place to sit. Make sure there are going to be no disturbances. Turn the phone off, close the door, get a nice chair, sit down. That's the first step really, would be to find a comfortable place to sit. From there you're going to set the frame with your unconscious. You're going to say, right, I'm going to go in unconscious, I'm going to go into a trance. I'm going to induce this trance myself for a period of 20 minutes, let's say. And I'd like you to give me a signal when 20 minutes is up, and then state the time. Let's say that will be 4:30. Now, generally speaking, for those of you who use alarm clocks or whatever, your unconscious is an excellent alarm clock in of itself, has got the knowledge of time, and if you get this up right, it will bring you round without any thinking or whatever within the set time frame that you set. The next thing then is to be clear about your goal for self-hypnosis. It could well be, I have this goal, I'd like to be more effective here, I'd like to achieve more of this, and perhaps you might want to make an image of what it is you want to have as a result of the session. And so once you've done that, the next thing is to just set up what I'd call a safety signal. Because you're going to be in a trance, zoned out. Should anything happen in your environment that might be a good idea for you to get out of a trance, you say to your unconscious mind, unconscious, what I'd like you to do is to give me a very strong signal and rouse me up out of trance. If anything comes in to my attention here in this environment that may cause me any challenges or whatever. So it's a little safety signal, so you're not going to be zoned out should anything happen around. It's unlikely it would be, because the unconscious has in itself a constant tracker of your environment to make sure that you are safe, because that is a primary function, as it were, of the unconscious mind, and that is keeping you safe. So you set your goal, you set the frame, you set up the signal, then you do the hypnosis. And sitting in your chair, you'd look ahead of you, you'd focus on a spot of the wall, and internally you would describe 3 things that you can see. So that might well be, I'm sitting here now, I am looking at the wall, I can see the shades in the wallpaper, I can see the plant ahead of me, I can see the picture on the wall. So you're saying this to yourself. Then you're going to say there's 3 things for auditory. I can hear the traffic around me, the birds in the distance, the music, or wherever it might be. And then you're going to say 3 kinesthetic things. 3 kinesthetic statements that pace your current experience. And it's going to be 3 kinesthetic statements that pace your touch point with the outside world kinesthetically. So that could be, I can feel my back against a chair, my feet on the floor, my hands in my lap. So you said those 3 statements, and you're reducing the speed of the statements as you go into the altered state. Then you're going to say 2 different pacing statements for your visual system. So you're going to state internally 2 things that are different from the 3 you already said. Then you're going to say 2 different auditory things, statements that pace your current experience. And then you're going to say 2 kinesthetic statements that pace your kinesthetic experience, but this time bringing your attention internally orientated, or internally focused. So that means you might be talking about your feelings you're feeling inside, your breathing, which is a kind of bridge between the outside and inside. You're going to bring your kinesthetic attention inside. If at any time you feel like your eyes are ready to close, just let them close. And then by letting them close, when you talk about when you next come to do the visual statement, you will talk about your internal visual experience. So I can see the different colours inside my internal vision when I close my eyes, for example. Or if you see any specific imagery come up, we'll talk about any specific images that you see. So So what I want to do now is, we have a group of people here, I'm just going to take you through this experience. And you can do this at home, you can watch this on the video. On the basis you're sitting comfortably. We set our time frame here for the hypnosis. I just want to take you through the mechanics of this so you can have that experience. So if you think about something you'd like to achieve for hypnosis, some goal, you might see it as an image. And as you're sitting in your chair, as you look ahead, perhaps at the wall for those of you in this room, I'd like you to describe internally 3 statements, or say 3 statements that describe your visual awareness right now. 3 things that you can see. So you say, I am looking at this on the wall, I can see this. And now, turn into the auditory system. Internally say 3 statements that describe your current auditory awareness. And having said that, now say 3 statements that describe your immediate kinesthetic awareness, that is your touch point with the outside world, i.e. you're back against a chair, be one. Now back to the visual system. Select 2 statements to describe your visual awareness. And it's okay to let your eyes close and pick something that is internally, visually constructed. Tuning into the auditory system. As you hear the sounds around you, picking 2 statements to describe your auditory awareness. And now to the kinesthetic system, connecting with your inner sensations and feelings, describing your inner awareness, your inner kinesthetic awareness, with 2 statements to capture sensations you're feeling inside. And if your eyes are closed or open, you're now going to say 1 visual statement, capturing your immediate visual experience, and 1 auditory statement, capturing your immediate auditory awareness. And 1 kinesthetic statement that matches your immediate kinesthetic awareness. As you now acknowledge you are in a hypnotic trance.